Cow's milk is designed specifically for baby cows to help them grow big and strong, but not very smart. Human milk is made perfectly for baby humans, and while it may not help them grow as big and strong as a cow, it will grow their brains. The benefits of breastfeeding have been proven for decades and decades and include immunity to many diseases, decreased risk of obesity as well as asthma, and many, many more. Yet still, a majority of mothers choose not to breastfeed. There is a need for breastfeeding advocacy to help decrease the social stigma associated with breastfeeding, as well as increasing the acceptability of public breastfeeding. Pediatrician Dr. Claire McCarthy shows in her article published in the Boston Globe in 2012 that one of the top 4 reasons that women quit breastfeeding is because they are uncomfortable breastfeeding in public. According to Julie Artis, professor of sociology at DePaul University, in her article posted on the Society pages in 2009, society wants mothers to breastfeed for the health and well-being of their children, but it wants them to breastfeed in privacy. Many establishments have asked women to cover up or leave. This is not conducive to breastfeeding. There's also a need for increased resources for breastfeeding mothers, including educators, physicians, nurses, and support groups. In the Surgeon General's call to action to support breastfeeding in the article Barriers to Breastfeeding in the United States in 2011, it is noted that most people agree that breastfeeding is best for babies, yet they don't know the specific benefits of breastfeeding. Dr. McCarthy shows in her article that the other 3 of the top 4 reasons that women quit breastfeeding are all related to support and include a rough start, feeling like they have an inadequate milk supply, and having to return to work. The article Workplace Support in Federal Law in 2010 on the United States Breastfeeding Committee website shows that although federal law requires workplaces to provide a place as well as time for breastfeeding mothers to express their milk, Dr. McCarthy says that most of the time the amount of time given as well as the facilities are inadequate. And the stress associated with having to pump leads to women to discontinue breastfeeding. The public as a whole needs to embrace breastfeeding. Breastfeeding mothers need to be welcome into establishments, not asked to cover up or leave. Increase in comfortable spaces and flexible work spaces to encourage breastfeeding mothers to express and continue breastfeeding even when they return to work. The public needs education to decrease the stigma associated with public breastfeeding. We need celebrities to breastfeed in public and advocate for breastfeeding. We need our celebrities to show the public that it is good and it's okay and not unacceptable. We need to have required education for medical professionals as well as nurses, especially in hot areas like labor and delivery and pediatrics, to learn the support and the necessary techniques to encourage and increase the longevity of breastfeeding. Insurance plans need to be required to cover the equipment associated with breastfeeding, such as the pumps, the bottles, the tubing, all that. Why is it okay in our society to have ads like this posted all over the internet advertising swimsuits for sale, and yet it's not okay for a woman to breastfeed her baby in public and are asked to cover up or leave? Ridiculous. We go to restaurants and our servers can be wearing next to nothing, and we're sending our mothers to filthy restrooms to feed their babies. We use eating in America as a social event, yet we don't want mothers to breastfeed in public or at restaurants. We need to take a look at what's going on. The U.S. exclusive breastfeeding rate chart from the article Breastfeeding the Numbers posted on Kelly Mom in 2011 shows that the rates for breastfeeding mothers are up. They're higher than ever. It shows that about 51% of mothers in 2004 began to breastfeed in the hospital for the first week of life. And now in 2008, it was up to nearly 55%. But these numbers drastically decrease as our women are released from the hospital and start going out and about in our society, down to nearly nothing. Society is causing breastfeeding to stop. In conclusion, breastfeeding is important to the health and well-being of our future and our children. Mothers should be supported, educated, and encouraged to breastfeed whenever and wherever necessary. You can make a difference. Get involved. You can join La Leche League, where you can show your support, you can advocate, you can donate to the cause. All you have to do is go to LLLI.org. You can also volunteer your time, write articles, become a breastfeeding counselor. To do this, all you need to do is visit breastfeedingusa.org.